friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and today we're going to be rolling for my TBR Harvest TBR. If you've not heard of TBR Harvest, I will make sure and put the announcement video in the description down below. It is a readathon that's being put on by Leandra over at Leandra the TBR Zero, and it is a non-competitive readathon. There are multiple worksheets that you can use throughout the month. If you would like to, you can do multiples, you can just do one. I specifically am doing Escape the Corn Maze, which is the game board, and I'm really excited about it. If you're a mood reader, if you're just looking for a readathon, a community of people who love books to talk with books about in the month of October, please go and view that video, give it some love, and consider joining the readathon. Today I'm going to be rolling for my entire TBR for the month of October. Because of the fact that I do use my library for the majority of my reads, I'm a little bit at the library's mercy for what books I have access to, so I like to roll for the entire month at once instead of playing throughout the month. I also will be playing the Escape the Corn Maze and trying to collect all of the cats, because this is a bonus challenge that Leandra has made for this. So you have to pass all of the black cats that are on the game board, which you'll see in just a minute, in order to collect them all, and that is my goal. So I want to get through the corn maze, but I also want to collect all of the black cats. So without further ado, let's get started. I am just going to be rolling a digital die on my phone. So let's see what our first roll is. Oh, if it'll let me. There we go. So my first roll is a 3. So that puts me either at a mostly black cover or a haunted house on the cover, which I actually know what I'm gonna pick for this because this is a book I am buddy reading this month. So a haunted house on the front cover. I am going to be rereading September House. Ooh, actually, I changed my mind. I think I'm actually gonna go with a mostly black cover because I want to collect all the cats and I don't wanna have to go back around the loop to collect that cat. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go that direction instead. Drats. That stinks because the other prompt worked perfectly for September House, but that's okay. Maybe we'll find another one that will work for that. Okay, let's see what my next roll will be. I got a 1. So that means I have a paranormal read. Next, ooh, I got a 2. I want to stay away from the lower numbers. See if it will, there you go. I want to stay away from the lower numbers because I'm going to have to go all the way around the board. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. So that means I got the next cat though, which I'm happy with that. And I need a C, an A, and a T in the title. And I do have a book for this. I want to read The Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft, which was on my autumnal TBR. This is a classic I've never read by H.P. Lovecraft before, and I want to know what all of the monsters, or not all, but a lot of the monsters in modern day horror are based after. So that's why I want to start with this one. Next roll, I got a 4 this time. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna have to go towards the cat. So I'm gonna go with award-winning. Okay, next roll. Oh, I got another 2. So that is a new to me author. I also, because I want to collect the cat, I have to combine that with a cat on the cover. And then it also says to cut through, your next read must include green and yellow on the cover. So that's gonna be an interesting book. We'll see what I can come up with. Next roll. Ooh, is a 6, yes. So I am going to head towards the next cat and I am gonna cross it, which does mean that I am going to have to combine the next one with the cat on the cover. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, a cozy read with a cat on the cover. That should be easy enough. I shouldn't jinx it though, should I? Okay, next roll. Come on, 6. Oh, nope, I got a 3. That is go back 7 spaces. So I'm gonna choose to go back to the over 400 pages because I have some chunky books on my TBR that I need to get to. So I don't mind doing that, but that does mean that it's gonna be more challenging for me to collect that last cat. So let's see if my next roll is any nicer to me. Maybe I'll get a 6. I do, I get a 6. Sorry, I need to get like an actual die that I can keep in my house. But anyway, so I am then going to go back up and I'm just going to go to the under 300 pages. So I will have a book that's over 400 and a book that's under 300. So that's perfect. Let's see what my next roll is. Oh, I got another 6. That means that I do have to complete the next prompt with the cat prompt. So I have to have witchy vibes, and I'm at the end and I don't know what the end means. So I might have to go and look up what trick or treat means. Okay, I have gone away and looked through my Goodreads, looked through my physical TBR to figure out what books would fit this TBR, and I am going to tell you about them now. So the first prompt that I got was a book with a primarily black cover, and I did decide to do a little bit something different with this because looking through my list, I actually found 3 books that I'm really excited to read that have primarily black covers. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to reach out to the creator of TBR Harvest and have her choose a book for me. So I reached out to Leandra and I just posed 3 books. The 3 books I gave her were Empire of the Vampire, An Academy for Liars, and Gods Below. And I just said, pick one of these books. This is what I'm going to be reading for, and I'm not going to do these in order. I'm just going to read them in the month of October, but it's one of the first prompts that I got. I wanted her to choose it. And she got back with me, and I am going to be reading The Gods Below, which I'm really excited about. This is an Andrea Stuart. Andrea Stuart is the same author of The Bone Shard Daughter and that series, which I think is called The Drown Empire, or The Drowning Empire. I have all 3 of them. I've read the first trilogy. Well, I don't know if this is the first trilogy that she's ever written, but I absolutely loved this book in particular. I think the first book is the strongest book in the series, but I did like the series. I love the characters in this, and so I want to read more by this author. I have no idea what Gods Below is about. I don't want to know. I'm going to go in blind, and I'm sure I'm going to have a really fun time. The next prompt that I got was paranormal, and for this one, I went and read through the prompt advice, and it said ghosts or witches or supernatural things could also be used. And so I chose The Girl in the Bog because this is a book that I absolutely want to read in the month of October. I'm so excited about this. I know it has Irish mythology in it. I know that it has a 2,000-year-old body that is found that suddenly comes back to life. And I can't wait. The third prompt, I already told you guys as I was rolling the die, I am going to be reading The Call for Cthulhu. So for the prompt, the title has to have C, A, and T in it, so this is perfect. It's an H.P. Lovecraft. It's in my personal collection, and it's definitely one I want to get to in the month of October. The next prompt that I had was award-winning, and so for this one I actually have 2 options, and I'm going to have you guys vote down below on which one you would prefer that I pick up. The first was a Hugo Award winner, and that is Network Effect. This is the 5th book in the Murderbot series, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first 4 were kind of clustered together. They were kind of the end of a through line, and you continue, but the fifth book is actually a novel, whereas the first 4 were novellas. And I don't know if it was intentionally done that way or if after the Murderbot series kind of got a little bit of popularity, if the author decided to continue on with a bigger story. I don't care. I'm excited to move on with Murderbot and see what happens in this longer form story. Next, we have a Nebula Award winner, which was A Master of Djinn, which I'm almost positive Elena Reeds is the one who gave me this recommendation, but I know that it came from one of my subscribers. And I know that there is a short story collection or a short story, maybe a novella that comes with this series. I can't remember exactly why the recommendation was given to me, but I want to try the long book. I want to try to dive into this world because it's I think kind of a chunkier read, and I don't know, I'm excited about it. So with those 2 options, let me know which one you are more excited for me to get into. So is it a continuation of a series with Murderbot, or is it a brand new series? I'm pretty sure Master of Djinn has other books, not only the novellas, but I think it also might be a series that I could continue with as well. So let me know in the comments down below which one you would prefer. Next was actually a tricky prompt. I had to combine 3 prompts because I crossed the corn maze, I crossed the cat, and I landed on a new marker. And I ended up not being able to find a book that met all 3. So I'm gonna split them, and I'm gonna do the cat, the one to catch all the cats. I'm gonna do that separately. So that is just having a cat in a book. And I will be reading one of the Cat Plus Gamers. So I have this with me now in September. I could potentially pick this up before the end of the month, but I also have volumes 2 and 3. So I will be reading one of the Cat Plus Gamers for the prompt of Cat in a Book, which I'm really excited about this. The other 2 prompts that I had to put together were a new to me author and a green and yellow cover. So for me, I will be using this for, oh my goodness, let me see if I can remember the title. It's A Cautious Traveler's Guide Through the Wastelands, I think. I'll put the cover up on the screen so you guys can see it. I know that this is kind of a murder mystery. I think it's on a train. And it's literally through this like wasteland where there are some type of flora that might not be super friendly to people, I think. And maybe I'm making up something, but that's what I remember from the synopsis. So I'm excited about this one. This is a very, so far, this is a very fall-oriented TBR. The next prompt that I got was actually a combination of 2 as well because I wanted to catch the next cat. And that was a cozy read with a cat on the cover, which, I mean, what cozy read or what cat on the cover book isn't a little bit cozy? I mean, I'm sure that there are some out there. But for this, I am choosing We Will Prescribe You a Cat, or We'll Prescribe You a Cat. This is a translation that I wanted to get to, and it's about how people who have certain ailments, I'm not exactly sure what they're ill with, but there is a little alleyway medical facility that you can go to, and they will literally give you a cat for a certain number of days to help you with these things. And I just think it sounds really cute. And of course, it has a cat on the cover, so it fits the prompt. Next was a book that is 400 pages or more, and I am choosing the Fragile Threads of Power, which is the 4th book in the Darker Shades of Magic series. I don't even know if I should say that because it's its own series. The Darker Shades of Magic is its own series. It's a trilogy, and then this is an offshoot series from that. And this is a physical TBR book. It's one that I want to get to. I have not read the synopsis on this, and I'm not going to. I am just really excited to be back in this world. It's a trilogy that I finished this year, and so it's kind of fresh in my mind, and I would like to complete a series, or complete. It's actually a twofer. I complete a series, or at least as much that is published, and I also get a physical TBR book off of my shelves. So, or not off of my shelves, but you know, I've read it. The next prompt was a book that is 300 pages or less. And for this, I'm choosing The Crane Husband. This is on my 24 in 2024. It's a Kelly Barnhill story, but it is a fantasy horror, I think. I know that it's somewhat horror-ish. And I know that it's about a woman and her kid. I'm not sure if she has a son or a daughter. And the father is either out of the picture, he's either dead or just gone. And she brings home a crane person. I don't know if it's actually a crane or if it's a crane mixed with a human being, but there's some nefarious things going on with this crane. And that's all I know. It's very short. I think it's only 118 pages, but I've loved everything that Kelly Barnhill has written, or that I've read that Kelly Barnhill has written. And so I would like to read something a little darker from her because most of the things that I have read have been very cozy. The last prompt that I got was Trick or Treat, because it was the last prompt on the board, and I went to the Trick or Treat activity page and picked out a prompt. I also had to combine this with Witchy Vibes because I wanted the last cat to collect all the cats, which I did get all of them, but Witchy Vibes is actually a prompt on the Trick or Treat map. So I just essentially did a Witchy Vibe book, and I found a book that has a witch on it that I have been wanting to get to because I know the sequel is coming out this year. It may already be out. I think it's coming out either in October or November. But so it's a fantasy romance. It's called Foul Days. And the synopsis says it's The Witcher meets Naomi Novik in this fast-paced fantasy rooted in Slavic folklore, which I'm already excited. It says, As a witch in a walled-in city, Kusara has plenty of practice treating lycanthrope bites, bargaining with kikimoras, and slaying blood-sucking Yeepers, or Yeepiers. There's only one monster she can't defeat, her ex. And her ex is known as the Czar of Monsters. She defied him one too many times, now he's hunting her. Betrayed by someone close to her, Kusara's only choice is to trade her shadow, the source of her power, for a quick escape. I don't know, it sounds exciting, and like I said, the sequel's coming up, so if I could get to this one and then potentially get the sequel by the end of the year, I'm excited. And it has a witch, so witchy vibes. These are not the only books that I will be reading in October, or at least I hope not, because I do have a couple other planned reads. One of them specifically is a reread with the September House. I'm rereading this, and I am buddy reading it with Beatrice. It'll be her first time reading it, my second time reading it, and I'm really excited to get back into this world. I also will be reading The Sky on Fire by Jenn Lyons, and I'm sure other things as well that I will talk to you guys about throughout the month. So that is my TBR for TBR Harvest and a few other additionals added in. What are you guys excited to read this spooky season? Let me know in the comments down below. What is the book that you are most excited to get to in the month of October? If you are not in a chatty mood, let's leave a little cat, maybe a black cat specifically, for the fall spooky vibes in the comments down below. Just to let me know that you guys are here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!